Hey everyone, it's Allie, and today we have some pretty massive news to talk about for Path of Exile. Today was the reveal live stream for everything that's going to be coming in 3.25, and we got literally the single biggest bombshell that could have possibly been dropped on us. We are now getting an auction house added into Path of Exile. This is not a drill, this is not a joke, this is not going to be something that comes in the future. No, in 1 week, when the patch launches, there will be an auction house in the game that you can use to trade all currency. As you can see here, this is everything that's going to be tradable on it. And well, this is going to be everything in the bulk section with the exception of incubators and maps. Unfortunately, due to maps having different IDs, you kind of can't really put them on the auction house, given that I could, for example, put up one non-corrupted map and then 50 corrupted maps, and you wouldn't really know what you're getting yourself into. But this is going to basically cover everything that you've ever possibly been annoyed about attempting to trade with people, where you just needed a little bit of something or just wanted to trade and nobody would respond to you for tens, if not hundreds of trades. I am so excited about this, and I screamed my head off when I first saw this. I was so excited, and this is both the #1 thing that GGG internally, when they did a survey, wanted in the game, as well as the #1 thing that players have been asking for a very, very long time. And well, the devs finally want to make a positive change to the game and want to finally fix some of the issues that we've been having with the game for a long time. Well, here is that problem fixed. What I wanted to do today was go over some of the features of it, how it's going to work, and get you caught up on all the information we have about it, just so you know exactly how it's going to work on launch. The first thing we should discuss is going to be the addition of gold into the game. Gold is going to be a drop that is going to be global, and it can drop off of, as far as we know, every single monster in the game. It's going to be something that you automatically pick up and store its own dedicated slot in your inventory. Gold is going to now be used as a way for you to be able to respec your passive points on your tree as an alternative to Orbs of Regret. What they also mentioned about this is that the cost is going to scale with your level, meaning that this should be a pretty decent way to respec your passive points early on into the season if you're doing some sort of respec in your league start to get your build going. The other use for gold is going to be as a quote-unquote tax for you to be able to post things on the auction house. Now, what I need to make abundantly clear here is that this is not meant to be a limiting factor. It will be a limiting factor while you are leveling through the acts, because the devs don't intend you to just be able to go into Act 2 and then just immediately trade your first Chaos Orb for some Chromatic Orbs. They pretty much expect you to just get through the campaign as normal, but once you do get to the end game, gold will be so abundant that it will be completely irrelevant when it comes to trading. The whole reason that they added this whole gold tax into it is to stop people from being able to be hideout warriors, or to stop bots from being able to just make level 1 characters and then just sit there and trade all season. They very clearly mention this, that if you're a normal player playing the game normally, i.e. actually killing monsters, doesn't matter what content you're doing, any content works as long as you're killing monsters, you will have more than enough gold to be able to do all the trading that you want to do. In fact, there's going to be such a big abundance of gold that there's actually going to be a gambling merchant where you'll be able to gamble your additional gold for very well-rolled items. The devs showcased a few of these off, and they are very, very well-rolled, meaning it should be a great way for you to spend any extra gold early on in the season to get yourself slightly better gear. Let's talk about how the auction house itself is going to work. So you will have a interface where it's going to work very similar to how the bulk trade interface works on the website. You are going to choose what you want out of the list of all the things. You can search with the search bar at the bottom, or simply filter it by any of the sections on the left. And then you will simply just be able to state which currency you want to convert for, and then you can set up yourself an offer. So a good example of this might be with Orbs of Fusing. When you click the I want Orbs of Fusing button on the auction house, you will be shown a bunch of common currencies that Orbs of Fusing are being traded with by other players, and it's going to let you pick up one of those as your currency of trading, or you can pick just whatever you want if that's not the currency you want. So for example, I could trade wisdoms for fusings if I really wanted to, but because most people are going to most likely be trading their fusings for alchemies, chaos, and divines, those are going to be the 3 things that show up for you to pick from. Once you pick the currency that you want, you're then going to simply just pick the ratio that you want to trade in. So for example, 1 chaos for 5 fusings, and then simply put it up on the auction house. A nice thing about this feature is that all of this will be handled automatically for you, and it will be handled through your stash tab as well, meaning if I wanted to buy 1,000 fusings for 250 chaos, it will just take the chaos out of my stash whenever the order is fulfilled. What another player could do is then go to the auction house and either specifically fulfill my order by giving me their orbs of fusing, and then they get my chaos orbs, or by somebody also posting a order on the auction house for the opposite version of it that happened to be the exact price as you. So for example, if another player put up that they want to sell their fusings for 5 fusings per chaos, the orders should automatically match each other and have the trade go through. One thing we do not know is if you can do partial trades. For example, if I put up 1,000 orbs of fusings, will someone be able to buy only 100 of them, or they have to buy all 1,000? Given that GGG has been really wanting to make sure that they, one, get this right, and two, give the players what they actually want, I assume that this is going to be seamless, it's going to work as intended, and it's going to just work correctly. And what I mean by that is in that example of fusings, what I would expect to happen is that a partial order of whatever you're trying to sell will be fulfilled, and you won't have to find someone that buys exactly everything that you have. This is such a big deal for the economy of the game. Obviously, this will move some prices around here and there, and some things might be worth a little bit more, a little bit less than before. But honestly, they are all going to stabilize at the correct prices, and we're just gonna have to get used to the fact that some items might be cheaper, some items might be more expensive, given that when we can actually trade them with people without having to spend 300 attempts at messaging someone, the prices of items are going to be what they truly should be. Another concern that people have been bringing up is the attempt of people price fixing items, and that physically is impossible to do with the system, because if you just simply list something for substantially cheaper than everyone else, I just simply go and buy your offer, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. There's no way for you to price fix in this unless you specifically buy literally every single currency of a given type and then relist all of it for whatever price you want to list it at. And even then, if you were to do that, people can just simply undercut you and just completely eat you from under, meaning you can't really change the price of items at all. Because of this, I think the system should be very stable, and it should honestly completely fix all issues the majority of players have been having. Trying to buy mapping supplies, especially after the first week of a season, has been some of the most miserable thing that you could possibly do in POE, given that literally nobody just wants to trade. And because of this, I just simply have to go get a bunch of bubblegum currency as I'm mapping, just spend 10-20 minutes listing it up all on the auction house, and then boom, as I'm mapping, I will get notifications that people are buying my stuff. I don't have to worry about inviting someone, making sure they don't leave the party, going to the hideouts, getting the currency they want, and actually facilitating the trade. The trade will just happen no matter what, meaning that the player frustration should be substantially lower. This is literally the single most exciting feature of 3.25 for me, and if they literally did not add anything else into the game other than just the auction house in, it honestly would have been the single best season of the game. Luckily, there's quite a lot of other changes that they're making, which we'll be covering in future videos over the next few days, but I wanted to get this video out on the auction house as soon as I possibly could. In a few days, GGG will be releasing a video of their own talking about the auction house that's going to showcase literally every little bit of nitty-gritty about it. So if there's any questions we have on exactly how a portion of the auction house is going to work, we will see it then, and we'll be able to know everything about it before the season starts, which should be great because then everyone should be on the same page on exactly how everything works. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the comments below, and I'd be more than happy to help you as soon as I can. I also stream on Twitch every single day, so feel free to come by Twitch and ask me any questions you might have there. Or if you simply just want to join our community and hang out with other cuties, I'd be more than happy to see you there as well. With all that said, I hope you cuties enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you all in the next video covering this amazing league that is coming for us.